Thank you, Ranking Member Scalise and Ranking Member Comer. It's great to be back on an oversight committee with Ranking Member Comer. Thank you both for setting this up. For many months, we have asked Speaker Pelosi to investigate the origins of this virus that has led to over 600,000 deaths in this country and disrupted our society for well over a year. It's a shame that our Democrat colleagues continue to refuse to hold this very important hearing. For most of the pandemic, anyone who raised questions about the origin of the virus was dismissed as some crazy conspiracy theorists. Yet despite the efforts of some of the media and all of big tech, the World Health Organization and the Chinese Communist Party, we continue to find increasing evidence suggesting that this pandemic can be traced back to the Wuhan Institute of Virology in Wuhan, China. Our panel of distinguished experts can speak in further detail to the mounting scientific evidence pointing to the origins of the pandemic. We now know that the lab in Wuhan was conducting gain-of-function research specifically on bat coronaviruses. If this pandemic was indeed the result of a leak from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, it would be one of the greatest medical cover-ups in human history. Gain-of-function research should never be done at an unsafe lab. Covered up by a ruthless authoritarian government, setting off a worldwide pandemic that has left more than 3.9 million people dead around the world. From the very beginning, Beijing has actively sought to deceive the world on the origin and severity of COVID-19. As the virus was spreading in Wuhan, the CCP silenced whistleblowers such as Dr. Li Wenliang and censored others who warned about the outbreak. Furthermore, the Chinese government consistently underreported cases and deaths, which continues to this day. What are the chances that the epicenter of the virus, a nation of over 1 billion people, has suffered around 5,500 deaths and only 120,000 cases? Through the World Health Organization, the Chinese government spread propaganda denying evidence of human-to-human transmission and claiming that the spread was under control. Meanwhile, according to a DHS report, while China was deceiving the world about the seriousness of the virus, it was also working to buy up PPE around the world, increasing its imports of surgical masks by 278%. Then, of course, we know they turned around and sold it back to Italy, who had donated it to China. How many lives could have been saved had the world been made aware when Beijing was made aware? To this day, the CCP continues to obstruct efforts to get to the truth about the origins of the pandemic. A spokesman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry shamelessly accused the United States military of bringing the virus to China, and the Chinese government has threatened to sanction American lawmakers who criticize the regime's handling of the pandemic. When the World Health Organization finally sent a team to investigate, the CCP completely controlled the investigation, from vetoing proposed team members and restricting access to exercising editorial control over the final report. The only American the CCP allowed was Peter Daszak of Echo Health Alliance, the same group which channeled the NIH funding for coronavirus research to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. There's much that remains to be investigated about the origins of COVID-19. We have to understand the origins of this pandemic to prevent future pandemics. Today's forum is the kind of honest and open examination of the evidence that the American people deserve. Evidence that was ignored and suppressed when it contradicted some of the media's preferred narrative. Again, we have to ask, why is the Democrat Party not participating in this? Why are our colleagues on the other side of the aisle not participating in this? Why do they not want to get to the bottom of where this virus came from? Where is the pangolin? Somebody tell me, where's the pangolin? We haven't found him yet. There's a strong indication, and we're looking forward to questions today in our testimony today, but the question remains, where are the Democrats on this? Well, I would submit to you it is one of the most consistent things on the other side of the aisle, is their relaxed lack of interest, lack of concern about the threats from China. They continue to forgive millions incarcerated in Wuhan, China, or in, Xinjiang, the Uyghurs. They don't seem to care about intellectual property theft. They don't seem to care about their state-owned enterprises competing unfairly with subsidies from their taxpayers' coffers. The Democrats don't want to hold China accountable. That might be something else we look into. But for today, I look forward to the opportunity to ask questions to get to the bottom of the origin of the virus. And Mr. Chairman, with that, I yield.